This is Mr. Frazier. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Frazier, and I'm taking you through Algebra 1 help video on Module 1. All right, so first we're going to start with where you can find the notes before you start doing the lessons. So we click on Lessons, and that takes us to this page. Please remember that you can print out or copy these notes by hand so that you have them when you're taking the assessments or quizzes at the end of each lesson, and you can use them for the test as well as the exam. All right, so we go to the practice and review. And on the practice and review, you will see all the lessons. You can click on each one and either print them out or copy them by hand because they are much easier to view while and write on for practice when you're going through the lessons. All right, that's the first piece. Second piece, let's look at page 2. This has a practice test, and you have to be careful when you're working in your assessments that you do not have several different windows open because you can accidentally close a test. Let's look at Module 1, and I'll talk to you about some things that are really important. Okay, they go over PEMDAS, which is Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. It's an acronym. It's the order of operations, parentheses. That means all the work that would be done in the parentheses. But then you do your exponents. Then you do multiplication and or division, addition and or subtraction. Remember, we work from left to right, just like we read. Okay, why is this important? Because they go over the basics that you have been working with in arithmetic from 3rd grade. So how you learn to do math, you first learn to do adding and subtracting, then you use multiplying, you use multiplication and division. Then you started dealing with exponents. Then you realized what parentheses were. So think of it this way. You always are going to do the hardest operations first. That's the idea of order of operations. You have to really pay attention to your signs. Remember, you can use the application Desmos. That's D-E-S-M-O-S. And I will show you what that looks like, Desmos. We'll pull that up. It is a graphing calculator. It is a resource in which you can use, and it will allow you to make sure your arithmetic is correct. Remember, we're not testing to see whether you can add and subtract anymore. All right, so the nice part is when you use parentheses, you don't write multiple times. We don't use multiplication symbols. So remember that the parentheses are telling us that we're multiplying, as well as you can rewrite problems and it gives you the correct answer. So here is 48. So sometimes you can put in the equation. Remember, Shift 6 raises something to a power. That's when you hit Shift and 6. The little up arrow that little up arrow is known as a caret key. That caret key is what raises something to an exponent. So for example, if I want to raise this to the 2nd power, Shift 6, and that put it to the 2nd power. I hit the arrow key so that I'm out of the exponent, and then I can continue typing my math problem. Remember, once you go into the exponent, you have to use your right arrow key to get you out of the exponent. All right? Okie dokie. Some other important parts. Paying attention to the vocab. This is when the vocab starts, and it's going to continue throughout the entire module, or this whole course. So making sure you're paying attention to the vocab you're learning. The 3 main words in this one are order of operations, substitution. I will tell you that the main words in this section are combining like terms, which is more than one vocab word, but that's the big concept, combining like terms, substitution, and order of operations. In algebraic expressions, they reiterate the combining like terms. and then they go through order of operations after combining like terms. So here you learn about it, here you use it. Units, rates, and graphs, it talks about where independence and dependence go. This is a concept that you did in 6th and 7th grade. Where do things go on a graph? On the x-axis, on the y-axis, and what those titles are. This is the beginning of your vocab, so making sure that you understand that you have domains, ranges, independence, dependence, inputs, outputs. Those are all similes for the same topic. We use the terms differently when we're talking about specific things. So we're really paying attention to the words, all right? And then descriptive modeling and accuracy in translations. Translations are moving, like what is happening in our math problem. What causes things to move? Okay, we should start seeing pictures when we see math problems. And then, of course, algebraic properties. This is one that you're going to want to make sure you printed out the notes for, because there's a lot of these. That's the commutative, associative, distribution, transitive. There's lots of properties, all right? And it's better to have them listed there so you can reference them. All right, other than that, I look forward to talking to you guys on Tuesday. Hopefully you have lots of questions. Remember, every Tuesday, we have a live lesson. It's where you can talk about things that you didn't understand. We can improve on what we already know, as well as get those collaboration points.